It's finally happening, and almost no one sees it. Everyone talks about the moon, but no one is talking about this. June 16th is not just a date. It is a hidden crossing. A rare and ancient lunar alignment is opening a gateway tonight, and its energy is already flooding your field. This isn't just a full moon. This is a karmic reckoning disguised as light, a magnetic pull between timelines, a sacred recalibration of soul contracts, emotional identities, and hidden desires. You're not imagining the pressure in your chest, the intensity in your dreams, the way your past is trying to pull you back. That's the portal, and it's already inside you. So stay with me. But first, like this video, subscribe, and leave 777 in the comments. On June the 16th, the moon moves through the final degrees of Scorpio, the sign of death, rebirth, and psychic power. This is no ordinary lunar transit. It activates the tail end of a karmic spiral that began during the May full moon and was magnified by last week's Mars-Chiron square. Scorpio is the underworld, the ancient realm ruled by the phoenix, by Kali, by the serpent shedding its skin. And when the moon passes through these final degrees, it brushes the cosmic wound, the shadow self, the Medusa within, the truth we've been afraid to look at. This alignment is tethered to the black moon Lilith energy, stirring deep soul memory and releasing suppressed emotional contracts. You may feel it as pressure, confusion, or sacred rage, but this is not chaos. It's a spiritual exorcism. This is not astronomy. It's an ancient initiation cloaked in celestial disguise. This moment is not random. It was chosen by your soul before you took your first breath. The alignment unfolding on June 16th is not just a movement in the sky. It's a movement within you, a vibration so ancient it echoes from the lifetimes you've lived before. You may not remember it, but your soul does. When the moon passes through Scorpio's final degrees, it doesn't just shine light, it demands transformation. This is the sacred alchemy of death and rebirth. Old soul contracts are dissolving now, especially the ones bound by pain, guilt, unworthiness, and self-abandonment. What you once agreed to energetically, staying small, staying silent, staying asleep, is no longer in resonance. The portal has shifted, the timelines are bending, and something new is trying to emerge through you. You may feel this as emotional intensity, body purging, strange dreams, or a sense of disconnection from everything that used to feel familiar. That is not a breakdown. That is the recalibration of your light body, the subtle rewiring of your energetic architecture. You're not just healing, you are activating. This is what many call the 5D shift, the elevation of human consciousness into the higher realms of awareness, empathy, purpose, and divine intelligence. But no one tells you how visceral it feels, how raw, how lonely, because real ascension often begins in the dark, not in bliss, but in surrender. And yet, you chose this. Your soul volunteered to be here during this exact timeline for this precise awakening, because something within you knew. You are here to end cycles, not repeat them. You are the pattern breaker, the portal walker, the one who remembers who they are in a world that's forgotten. If you've been feeling like something inside you is stretching too far, breaking open in ways you can't quite explain, you're not alone. In the days leading up to this alignment, many sensitives, starseeds, and empaths have been experiencing sudden waves of exhaustion, emotional highs and lows, bursts of anxiety, or even full-body fatigue that hits without warning. It might feel like your body is heavier, slower, or like you're floating outside of yourself entirely. This is not a malfunction, this is a metamorphosis. You may be waking up between 3 and 5 in the morning, the spiritual hour when the veil thins and the light body downloads begin. Ringing in the ears, heart flutters, waves of heat or chills, headaches that seem to move from one temple to another. These are not random symptoms. They're energetic adjustments. Your nervous system is receiving higher frequencies than ever before, and your body is learning how to hold light instead of fear. There may also be sudden emotional releases, tears coming from nowhere, memories resurfacing that you haven't thought about in years, moments of rage, grief, or overwhelming tenderness that make no logical sense. This is your inner child, your shadow self, and your past lives all speaking at once. They're not here to break you. They're here to be seen, loved, and released. Some of you are feeling chest pressure, heart pangs, or strange sensations around the solar plexus. That's the cracking open of old protection systems. Your heart chakra is expanding. Your power center is recalibrating. You are stepping out of survival and into sacred alignment. You are not broken. You are transforming. These symptoms are not mistakes. They are markers, proof that something ancient is awakening within you. Proof that you are not just dreaming this change, you are the change. You are becoming someone your old self would not have recognized, and that is a miracle in motion. Keep breathing through it. Keep trusting. You are not being punished. You are being initiated. During this rare event, something deeper than the surface is being summoned. This is not just about ascension into light, it's about descent into truth. The energies of June 16th, especially with the moon moving through the final gates of Scorpio, are stirring the unseen, the unhealed, the uncomfortable. This is shadow territory. And if you felt emotionally raw, suddenly triggered, or face to face with old memories that sting, that's not a failure. That's the portal doing its work. The shadow self, as Carl Jung described, is the part of us we hide, repress, or deny. It carries our guilt, our rage, our jealousy, our shame. But it also holds our power, our instincts, our truth. When the veil lifts during alignments like this, the shadow steps forward, not to destroy you, but to liberate you. Right now, old karmic wounds may be surfacing. You might find yourself repeating emotional patterns you thought you had outgrown, or confronting people, memories, or fears that feel too big to handle. But this isn't punishment. This is healing through revelation. The soul cannot ascend if it is carrying hidden anchors, and this moon is pulling up everything that still binds you. You may feel fear, you may feel deep sadness, you may even feel rage. Don't run from it. This is sacred shadow work. The cosmic mirror is reflecting the parts of you still longing to be loved, even in their messiest, ugliest forms. To avoid them is to stay fragmented. To face them is to return to wholeness. You must face your darkness to walk into your light. This portal is not asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to be honest. It's asking you to sit in the silence, in the ache, and let yourself feel the grief that has been buried under your strength. Let it rise. Let it shake. Let it crack you open, because what breaks apart now was never meant to stay. And what remains will be the part of you that is real, radiant, and free. This is not just an ending, it is an initiation into something far more sacred than your mind can fully comprehend. The lunar alignment on June 16th is a spiritual ignition point, an energetic reset that burns through old karmic residue and activates the hidden architecture of your soul. What is happening now is nothing short of a rebirth, not just symbolic, but energetic. In the depths of your cells, your DNA is responding to the frequencies pouring in from the galactic center, filtered through the intense lens of Scorpio's final degrees. This moon acts like a cosmic surgeon, cutting through the energetic debris stored in your auric field, recalibrating your chakras and awakening dormant light codes buried within your spiritual blueprint. You may feel it as pressure, as chaos, as heat in your spine, tingling in your hands, buzzing in your crown. These are signs, not symptoms, of something wrong, but proof that something ancient is switching back online. The chakra system is realigning. The heart center is expanding. Your third eye may feel raw, your dreams more vivid, your intuitive hits more frequent. This is the new you stepping forward. During events like this, the veils between dimensions thin. You may notice synchronicities intensifying, repeating numbers, animal messengers, flashes of memory from past lives. These are not coincidences. These are the breadcrumbs of your higher self calling you back home. You are receiving downloads that don't always arrive in words. Some come as feelings, as visions, as subtle but unmistakable shifts in the way you experience time and reality. You may feel pulled to certain colors, sounds, rituals, or languages that feel strangely familiar. That is your soul remembering itself. This is a sacred return, a shedding of what you are not, and an emergence of who you have always been. The light pouring in now carries a frequency that does not match the old. That's why the old feels so heavy. That's why you may feel like nothing fits, not your relationships, not your goals, not even your name, because your frequency has changed. You are no longer a match for the life you once settled for. This is not your breakdown. This is your reconfiguration. You are not just becoming more spiritual. You are becoming more you, more aligned, more awake, more whole. If it feels like you're standing at the edge of something, you are. But this time you're not falling, you're taking flight. Step into it. You are ready. You are being activated, upgraded, and reborn. Let this fire consume the illusion so your truth can finally rise from the ashes. There is something happening across the planet that no news broadcast will ever report. Yet every sensitive soul is feeling it in their bones, a tremble in the grid, a frequency shift humming beneath the surface of everyday life. You may think you're going through this alone, but the truth is your awakening is part of something vast, ancient, and globally orchestrated. Right now, you are not just healing for yourself, you are healing for the collective. Every time you choose presence over panic, love over fear, intuition over control, you are sending new frequencies into the grid of the earth. And that grid is listening. It is alive. It is crystalline. It holds the memory of every soul contract, every prophecy, every intention encoded into the blueprint of humanity's evolution. The alignment on June 16th is triggering a ripple effect, a mass energetic reset woven through the collective field. As the moon in Scorpio activates the deeper layers of our subconscious mind, it's not just your personal wounds rising to the surface, it's our shared ancestral trauma. The pain of suppression, the fear of persecution, the ache of separation, it's all being stirred so it can finally be transmuted. This is the collective shadow surfacing. Systems that no longer serve are crumbling. Narratives are breaking apart. There's chaos in the outer world because there is resurrection happening in the inner. And your light, your frequency, is part of the medicine the planet needs right now. Some of you have always felt like you didn't belong here, like you were born in the wrong era, in the wrong place, in a world that didn't reflect your truth. But what if you weren't misplaced? What if you were planted? You are a frequency holder, a grid activator, a seed of the new earth, and you came here to remember, so others could remember too. Every thought you shift from judgment to compassion helps dissolve the collective wound of separation. Every time you forgive instead of closing your heart, you soften the karmic field for those who can't yet do it themselves. Every time you say no to systems that drain your soul, and yes to alignment, you are laying the bricks of a new paradigm. This is how the new earth is built, not by governments, but by frequency. Unity consciousness is not an idea, it is a lived vibration. And the more of us who hold that vibration, the more the grid lights up. Imagine it, points of light all across the planet, hearts waking up, souls stepping forward, the old programs glitching out as the new template anchors in. You may feel invisible, but the work you are doing is not. Every meditation, every ritual, every tear, every truth you speak, it sends a signal into the morphogenetic field. And that signal says, we are waking up, we remember who we are here, we are ready. And the earth, the living, breathing soul beneath your feet, feels it too. She is not separate from this shift. She is leading it. The weather, the oceans, the tectonic plates, all are responding to the rising frequency. Gaia is shaking off what she can no longer carry, just as you are. You are not just here to survive this shift, you are here to shape it. You were never meant to sleepwalk through this lifetime. You came encoded with sacred memory, a soul imprint linked to a time beyond time, a mission you agreed to before breath entered your lungs. And now is the hour of remembrance. The veil is thinning, not just between dimensions, but between humans. The illusion of separation is collapsing. We are beginning to feel each other again, in the silence, in the grief, in the ecstatic truth pulsing beneath our fears. This is not a solo path. It was never meant to be. The collective awakening is not just about becoming light. It's about becoming light together. You may have noticed a strange sense of déjà vu lately, as if you've lived this moment before in a dream, in another life, in another realm. That's not your imagination. That's your higher self whispering, "You've waited for this." The grid of Earth is activating. The soul tribes are aligning. And what's awakening through this moon is a global network of remembrance, not organized by man, but orchestrated by soul. Every person on this planet is being stirred, even if they don't understand it. Some will resist, some will sleep, some will fight what they feel rising, but others, like you, will answer the call. And when enough of us do, the collective vibration begins to rise exponentially. This is why your healing matters, because your shift is not isolated. It echoes. It spirals out. When you clear an old pattern, it loosens its grip on the collective. When you choose love over fear, you open a frequency others can walk through. When you forgive, you fracture the ancestral chains of resentment and war. There are souls alive right now who were never supposed to awaken in this lifetime, but because of you, they will. The concept of the new earth is not a fantasy, it is a frequency. It exists now, vibrating just above the density of fear. And every act of truth you commit pulls it closer to this realm. Every breath you take in awareness helps anchor it. Every time you choose to remain open in a world that taught you to close, you help stitch the torn fabric of humanity back together. And soon, that tipping point will come, where the old systems no longer have enough fear to feed on, where enough hearts have cracked open, where enough souls have reactivated their blueprint and stepped fully into their divine timeline. We are not just in an astrological shift, we are in a planetary resurrection. And the earth is not waiting for anyone to grant her permission. She is rising. Let your soul rise with her. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be awake, to remember your origin, your light, your sacred role in this vast unfolding. You are here to hold the line when others forget, and to pass the flame when others begin to remember. This is how the collective shifts, one brave soul at a time, standing in truth, radiating light, until it becomes a wave strong enough to remake the world. This is the moment your soul chose. You are not late. You are right on time. There comes a point in every spiritual awakening where insight must become embodiment. You cannot just know the truth. You must live it, feel it, breathe it into your body until your cells begin to vibrate at the frequency of the soul you came here to be. This moment, under this rare moon alignment, calls for more than passive awareness. It calls for sacred action, for ritual, for initiation through embodiment. The ancients understood that celestial events were not just to be watched, they were to be worked with. Ritual was not performance, it was precision. It was how they spoke back to the universe in the language of energy. And now, in this powerful threshold of transformation, you too are being asked to respond, to step forward not just as an observer, but as a creator. The first act: write your fears and burn them. This is not a metaphor. Take your hand, take a pen, and write every fear, every doubt, every voice in your head that tells you you're not ready, not worthy, not enough. Put it to paper, speak its name, pull it out of your body and give it a shape. Then, with intention, fire and prayer, burn it. This act is symbolic across countless traditions. In Hermetic alchemy, fire represents the phase of calcination, where the ego is burned away so the soul can emerge. In shamanic rites, smoke is a bridge between worlds, a carrier of messages to spirit. When you burn your fears, you are not destroying them. You are transforming them, alchemizing them, releasing the density so light can enter the space where the wound once lived. The second act: walk barefoot on the earth under the moonlight. This may sound simple, but it is sacred. Take your bare feet and place them on the soil. Let the earth hold you. Let her pulse meet yours. Our ancestors called this practice earthing or grounding, but it's more than that. It's communion. When you walk barefoot, especially under a moon like this one, your body reconnects with the electromagnetic rhythm of the planet. You begin to attune. This is how the body remembers, through contact. The soles of your feet are full of nerve endings, and when they touch the earth, a signal is sent through your nervous system. You are safe, you are connected, you are home. In shamanic cultures, initiates were always made to touch the earth before vision quests, not because the ground was sacred, but because they were sacred, and the earth mirrored it back. So, walk, not just to feel grounded, but to remember, to root the downloads you're receiving. The sky gives you visions, the earth helps you hold them. The third act: speak your transformation into being. Find a quiet space. Breathe deeply. Place your hand on your chest and feel the beat of the eternal drum within you. This is not just your heartbeat. It is the sound of your soul remembering its rhythm. And now, with your breath, with your voice, with your intention, speak. Repeat this mantra aloud. I will not resist. I will transform. Say it slowly. Say it fiercely. Say it until the words stop being words and start becoming frequency. This is more than affirmation. This is invocation. This is how you awaken your light body. This is how you command your timeline to shift. In Hermetic teachings, vibration is the first law. Everything moves. Everything responds to frequency. When you speak with alignment, you are not just expressing, you are activating. The cells in your body listen. The quantum field listens. Your higher self listens. Your guides lean in closer. Mantra has always been sacred technology. In Vedic traditions, each syllable was believed to unlock portals in the auric field. In Kabbalistic mysticism, the spoken word was seen as a vehicle of divine code. And in the ancient Egyptian temples, initiates would whisper truths into the stone because they knew sound leaves an imprint. So when you say, I will not resist, I will transform, you are not just declaring who you are. You are commanding every level of your being to rise. And if your voice shakes, let it shake. That is power, not weakness. That is your old self trembling at the sound of your becoming. Once you've spoken your mantra, sit in silence. Let the vibration settle. Let the activation do its work. You may feel tingles. You may feel heat. You may feel an overwhelming release, a deep peace. Let it come. This is integration. This is embodiment. This is remembrance. When all three of these rituals are done, the fire of release, the grounding of the earth, the spoken word of power, you will not be the same. You may look the same, but energetically, something irreversible will have occurred. You will have initiated yourself into the next spiral of your evolution. This is how true transformation unfolds, not in one massive leap, but in conscious rituals that align you with your highest self. The moon does not rush to become full. The tree does not force its roots to grow overnight. And you, sacred soul, do not need to force anything. You only need to align, to remember, to trust. Now is the time to act. Do these 3 steps tonight, tomorrow, or as soon as possible. Do them not because they are trendy or mystical, but because your soul is asking for embodiment. These are not just rituals, they are invitations, gateways, sacred thresholds of rebirth. You've already crossed the veil. Now, light the fire, ground the knowing, speak the truth. And when you rise from these rituals, something within you will feel unfamiliar. Not broken, not empty, just different. Because a part of you has been shed, a skin of illusion, of inherited programming, of ancestral wounding released into the ether. You may feel a strange stillness in the hours after, a quiet, as if the noise of the world has faded just enough for you to hear your own soul clearly again. That stillness is sacred. It is the echo of your rebirth. This is when the true integration begins, after the ritual ends and the candles burn down, after the smoke clears and your feet return indoors. What do you carry with you into the ordinary moments? That is the question the universe is asking you now. You must begin to walk as the new version of yourself, even when the old one tries to cling. You must begin to choose in alignment with your expansion, even when it feels uncomfortable. The energetic shift has occurred, but it is your daily choices that root it into your reality. So take time after these practices to slow down. Journal what you saw, what you felt, what changed. Track the signs, numbers, dreams, synchronicities, spontaneous emotional waves. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that your energy is reconfiguring. Drink more water than usual. Eat grounding foods that come from the earth. Sit with your emotions when they rise, not to fix them, but to honor them. Your body is not just a container for this shift. It is a sacred participant in it. Treat it like the temple it is. And if resistance comes, if doubts rise, if the old wounds knock again, do not panic. That is expected. That is normal. That is a sign that the shift is real, because the parts of you that felt safe in the old version of your life will try to pull you back. You don't need to fight them. You only need to stay centered. Return to the mantra, I will not resist, I will transform. This phrase is your anchor now. Repeat it during moments of fear, confusion, or hesitation. Let it become the pulse of your inner compass. And finally, make space for silence. Not just the absence of sound, but the presence of stillness. In the days following an activation like this, your soul speaks louder than usual. Your dreams carry messages. Your intuition is heightened. You are not imagining it. You are attuning. And the more you pause and listen, the more clear the next step will become. If this message stirred something in your soul, comment below. I choose to transform in alignment with the divine. Let your voice ripple through the collective. Share this video with someone whose spirit is ready to awaken. Your light may be the mirror they need. And as you walk forward from this portal, may you feel held, guided, and deeply seen by the universe. You were never lost. You were just preparing. Now, rise. Your time is